Please welcome Any Ezahedegi? Did it? Nope.
No, it's okay. You had it earlier.
Ladies and gentlemen, is it Any?
Any. Yep.
Any? This woman right here.
Yep. Let me ask you something. How many of you are pushing hard in your career or business, but your body feels like it's running on half a tank? You push through the 2 o'clock wall. You push through the 2 o'clock wall. You need something to get going in the morning. And maybe you've been to a doctor, blood sugar, blood pressure, thyroid, and the conversation goes something like this. Here's your prescription, come back in 6 months. What if that prescription is actually silencing the alarm, but no one is actually putting out the fire? My name is Any, or Any Ezahedegi. I am known as the Niger Goddess. I'm a board-certified holistic nutritionist, a certified herbalist, a chef with over 20 years in the kitchen, and weeks away from completing my doctorate in functional medicine. Now, that combination is rare. It means I can cook your medicine, explain the science behind it, and read your blood work like your doctor does. That's me. But before all the credentials, I was a very sick person. And I was told that most of my conditions would be permanent. Over 380 pounds, PCOS, diabetes, high cholesterol, hypothyroidism, on and on and on. I was told that I'll need a prescription for the rest of my life. So I know what it means to be brilliant in your mind and your body, but to be completely depleted in your body. So here's what no one told me for almost 20 years. My body was not broken. It was communicating. Every symptom was a signal. The extreme fatigue, the inflammation, the hormonal pandemonium, the brain fog. My body was sending a very loud, very persistent message. And for almost 2 decades, my doctors were handing me things to silence the message, not actually answer it. So we had been treating the alarm and not the actual fire. The moment I stopped silencing the signal and started learning to read it, everything changed. Not with a new prescription, with food. Food is not just fuel, it's information. And every bite is a message to your body. What I do actually has a formal name, culinary medicine. It's the intersection of cooking, nutrition science, and clinical medicine. And here's why that matters to you. 6 in 10 adults in the United States have one chronic condition. 4 in 10 have at least 2 or more. 80% of those conditions could have been prevented from lifestyle and diet change. Not managed, prevented. I developed a Nourished by Niger method. Not a diet, not a meal plan you download on Friday and abandon by Tuesday. A complete food prep methodology built around you, your health, your goals, your actual stage of life. So parents of young kids, a professional that travels all the time, a caregiver. It builds a framework around your actual life, not an idealized version that doesn't exist. And because I read blood work clinically, we don't go just by how you feel, we go by what your labs actually show. A client did this for 60 days, and her doctor took her off of metformin and cut her blood pressure medication in half. Another did it for 90 days, her A1C went from 8.2 to 5.5. These are not accidents. This is what happens when your body finally actually has what it actually needs. When the body is nourished the way it was designed to be, the medications start falling off, the energy comes back, and you stop being a prisoner to conditions you were told you would have forever. That is healing naturally. That is living vibrantly. You have built something, a career, a business, a life. That required an extraordinary mind and a body that showed up even when there was nothing left. Imagine what becomes possible when the body is actually fueled. If anything I said resonated with you tonight, that's worth paying attention to. To work with me, visit thenigergoddess.com or get my book at nourishedbyniger.com. Until then, heal naturally, live vibrantly.
Yay! Very nice. Annie, how do you feel?
I feel okay.
You feel just okay?
Just okay.
Okay, tell me why.
Because I would rather have this memorized so I could
Sure.
not be stuck to it, but it
Yep.
took me so long to figure out what the hell was I going to say. And cut it down to 5 minutes. So I only had like the last 24 hours to try to semi-memorize
Right.
this. So that's my feedback to
So did
myself.
you put this together just for this event?
Yeah.
Damn, that's impressive. Honestly, I did. I thought this was something you'd probably been working on for
No.
a little while because it was so beautifully tied to what you do and what your mission is, and
well,
you know,
thank you.
yeah.
But no.
So, well, then I think you're well on your way.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, where do you want this to go?
Long term is a TEDx, and in prepping for the TEDx, I know you have to have it memorized, and
Sure.
so like if I can do it in 5 minutes with a signature story that kind of says what is culinary medicine, because most people haven't heard of that field, and how it can help them and be beneficial. How can I, truncate that into 5 minutes? So, and then be able to do that through all of what I do in my business.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing with TEDx, for what it's worth, is that you have plenty of time to prepare.
Okay.
They give you plenty of time to, trust me, it's a process. It is a
Okay.
process. So yeah, you'd have more time than you had to prepare for this. Are you getting the opportunity to speak now? Are you finding
I'm
places?
just starting to get speaking engagements, so that's another reason why
Yeah.
when I met you all last week, I said, let me just dive head first and get going doing
Yeah.
this.
I mean, I love a lot of what you're doing up there. You know, again, lovely personality. You've got great presence up there. Obviously, you heard a lot of mm-hms and woo, and you were getting a lot of wonderful little reactions from the audience. So they were clearly listening to what you were saying, and they were into what you were saying. I think yes, more time preparing so that you can be free and not wear
Yeah.
your one handcuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those things that just let you be present, fully present in the room and truly engage and play with them, have fun with them. Because it's very clear how you feel about it.
Okay.
It's very clear how passionate you are, that you do care about this. And the way that you tie your story to it is an excellent illustration that sets you up as an authority on what you're talking about. So you've got all the credibility in the world. So yeah, are there things that we could do? Would I take you and slow you down in certain places? Would I
figured,
have
yeah.
you? I mean, sure, but these are minor things. These are minor things that would end up being very impactful things, so that the reactions that you were getting from the audience as it was can hit even harder. You're throwing out numbers about the CIA or the FBI or whatever it is, yeah, all those acronyms. I mean, I didn't get to pick them up. For me, they went by too fast, and apparently they were
Okay.
pretty big, powerful numbers and impressive
Okay.
numbers.
Okay.
So it's like things like that, where it's like, if you're gonna get that kind of reaction going at the speed that you were from this audience, imagine what you could do if you really let it land and gave it, the weight that it deserved.
Okay.
Talk to me about what those facts and figures were again.
So 6 out of 10 Americans have at least one chronic condition.
Mm-hmm.
4 out of 10 have 2 or more, and 80% of those can have been completely prevented through lifestyle and diet change.
Is that important information?
That's very important.
How important?
That's the whole point of culinary medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to make it seem like that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, we can there's things that you're talking about that we can push even more to give
Oh.
even greater impact.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are going to be people out there like me that are going to go, cool, sounds impressive, and if you really want to try and reach as many people as possible, then yeah, there are things that we can do to make it even more, give it greater emphasis and greater weight, and let the audience really sit with it more and walk out going, holy shit, I never knew, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming that's kind of the response that you want, is for people to go, damn.
I actually hadn't considered what the response would be.
See, now we're talking. And that is
Yeah.
something that you want to consider, is that,
Yeah.
how do you want these people to feel after they hear what you're talking about? And you don't have to know this right now,
Yeah.
but that's something that you do want to keep in mind while you're preparing your talk. It's like, how do I want them to respond? What are they taking away from this? Is this good news? Is this bad news? Is it encouraging? Is it,
Well, the main takeaway is knowing that your body is not broken. and that you can fix it, and there are natural approaches that you can take, or you can implement pharmaceuticals as well, but the main thing, your body's not broken, is communicating with you.
How many people feel that their body is broken?
I think a lot of people feel that way.
How did you feel about it when
It was broke down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, this is where you get to put more of your experience into that. So like I was saying to Amy, this is where the audience gets to see themselves in you. So you get to bring, you have that leeway, you have that opportunity to bring even more of yourself and what you went through, what the experience was like for you into the work. Because it's only going to have that much more of a dramatic impact, like I was talking about with Corey, so that we can feel it more.
Yeah,
it's one thing for us to hear it.
out.
It's one thing for us to hear the information. If you can get us to feel it, that's the ball game. Yeah. But I thought you did a really wonderful job for, again, please know, most people who come in here because of life and job and kids and family are always way underprepared. This is why we do this. This is practice, this is rehearsal. This isn't perfection.
Yeah.
So you did amazing, you did wonderful.
Okay.
Annie, ladies and gentlemen!